Hey guys, I just wanted to come back and talk about the part two of the reunion. I mean, I took forever to come back, but here I am. I was just so frustrated with this season and season two, and then I've just been very busy with writing my book. As I mentioned before, I am in the midst of writing my book. It's a memoir. It's based on my life, of course. Concerning trauma and healing. It's called I Am Royalty. I did release the book cover, but I'm thinking about changing it. I don't know. It may just be the book cover for like maybe when I do put out like a chapter or something like that. Maybe I'll use it for that. But I just wanted to come on real quick and talk about first, this video I wanted to talk about Haley, Married at First Sight, of course. We're discussing Haley and Jake. So they came on the show, and Jake is looking great. He's looking fabulous. And Haley, she actually really looked really good, but that mean girl attitude that she sat there with, I just couldn't receive it. You have so many people on social media, and they're just like, oh, if somebody handed you a guy who was like, quirky and just a dork and just like, mundane and in love with the 80s, like, how would you treat him? It's like, what? I would treat him with respect. If I don't want to deal with him, I would be upfront at the beginning and not just string him along. Let me close my door. I forgot to close my drawer. But yeah, I wouldn't just string him along and treat him like that. Like, she treated him like crap. Like, just the talking down to him and making fun of the things that he likes and stuff. Like, I feel is very uncalled for, and that she could have carried herself in a different way. Granted, the show is edited, right? So they are developing characters, right? So they have a character who is Jake, who loves the 80s, who is mundane and boring and not very interesting and doesn't like to really talk. And that's the character that they've developed. But I feel like there's more to Jake. And of course, to be fair, maybe they've done the same thing with Haley, but her on-camera appearance just made her just look very horrible. It just makes you wonder, like, how some people can sit and defend that character. If we're looking at them as characters, how can you defend a character who is doing what she's doing, how she's treating him, not treating him with respect? Granted, a lot of people feel like, Jake should have tried harder. He should have romanced her. But it's kind of hard to romance someone who is basically already told you that they don't like you from the beginning. And from what he's saying is that, basically the way that she acts off cameras really tells him a lot, and she's not even present, right? So, like, why would you even want to romance someone like that? I know I wouldn't. So I really don't blame him. And he did reveal on social media that, he's like, because someone commented, it's like, oh, I don't want the show to go on because did you see there's another episode coming in June, I think June 9th, a follow-up of everyone. And it's just like exhausting. Like, when is it going to end? And someone was like, well, I don't want Jake to have to keep, going through the torture and just dragging this out with the way that she's treating him. And he's like, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, I wasn't really into her like that. I tried to give it a chance, but she's really not my type. So all in all, she wasn't his type. He wasn't her type. And he still treated her with respect, right? And she didn't. And that's what they showed. That's what we seen. So we can only go by that. So we can't make assumptions about anything else. And that's what a lot of people have to do. Just looking at my notes. The thing that really caught me off guard and just made me upset was Haley was doing a lot of like laughing and stuff. After every time they did a recap, she's like laughing. And it's just like, this is supposed to be serious. Like, is this like a joke to you? And that's like, I really didn't get that. And then they just, Jake was focusing on like how Haley didn't like him. Yes, he found out she didn't like him, and he got stuck on that. It happens, and it happened to him. He got stuck. We can't really blame him for that. He was stuck. She was exemplifying things that continued to show that she did not like him. It's not like she said that he felt it once and then it was just like, everything was okay. No, he felt it and he continued to feel it. So how is it supposed to go away for him if she's still portraying things that will lead him to believe that she still doesn't like me, right? Like, you would have to be an idiot to just sit around and just try to be positive when a person's actions are showing you otherwise, right? And then it was one thing that Jake said. He was like, I don't know if you hate me as a person or you just hate me as a husband. Because it's like the way that she was treating him. Once again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but she treated him awful. Every second that she got, that what we seen, right? That's the only thing we can go based off of. And then, like, as he was talking, she continued to just keep cutting him off. It's like she wants others to just agree with her so much, even when she's in the midst of the group and the other couples. She's like, see. She's that type of person. And it's just like, what? Let your actions speak for themselves. Why do you have to put on this persona as if you're the victim, right? It's very annoying. And then the whole thing with the bracelet, right? The bracelet gate, right? He did say that he did ask for it back because, like, she doesn't deserve it, If she actually gave the relationship a chance, I can see him not asking for it back, but she didn't even have it in the vicinity. She didn't care enough to even wear it afterwards. So that goes to show that from the beginning, her mind was already made up. Because I know if I'm marrying someone and they give me a gift, I'm going to wear it naturally to show them that I care and that maybe I like it, but most of all that I care and I appreciate it. But she didn't even do that. So what does that tell you, right? So another thing that stuck out was Kevin. Oh my goodness. Like, is he serious? Like, he really sided with Haley and I just didn't understand it. Like, I really did not understand it. Like, it's as if they attacked him with her sitting there with her snarky comments, and then Kevin saying the things that he was saying, basically saying that he didn't try and he should have romanced her and he should have did this, and telling him that her having sex with him is her trying. Like, are you serious? That's her trying, having sex with him, but Chris having sex with Paige is not okay, but Haley having sex with Jake is okay and considered her trying. Like, make this make sense, because that does not make sense. And it's not fair. It's not fair. And then also Pastor Cal did the same thing with, like, siding. And it's just like, what are they thinking about? I'm, like, really convinced that because of, the social media and the attacks and different things on these cast members, that they were trying to even the playing field. So they had the women agreeing with Jake, and then they had the men agreeing with Haley. They were trying to even the playing field so that people would probably lessen up and maybe try to understand Haley. But guess what? They failed. Because no, there's no way. There's no way that you can side with her based on them being characters. There's no way that you can side with her. Right? And then I seen something on social media where she posted, like, if you're rude or disrespectful or whatever, you're getting blocked, or whatever she said. Right? And then I'm just like, okay, cool. But what I don't understand is, why are people following her if they don't like her character that was portrayed on Married at First Sight? Why do you do that? Why do people do that? Like, I would never follow Virginia. I would never follow Haley. Like, I don't care. And I don't want my soul to be disturbed for what? First of all, Eric and Virginia are faking it. I'll come back and talk about that. And I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch anyone faking. But Clara and Ryan, I like their social media presence. I'll give them that. But that's it. That's what I like, their social media presence. I don't know their real relationship or what's really going on. And it's none of my business. But that's all I can go by. First, I went by Married at First Sight and what what they gave us, right? And now all I can go by now is their social media presence, which looks good. They look happy. But once again, it's social media. You can put whatever out there. No one just goes and tries to put the negative out there. They're going to put the beautiful moments. They're going to put happiness and so on and so forth, whatever that they want to show to people or the image that they want to portray, which is fine, whatever. But we have to understand that, you know, and I have a full understanding of that. So yeah, Haley, she continued to be condescending and so on and so forth. And then a lot of people will like to say, well, Jake is condescending as well. Jake has a different personality. He may, in humor, he may say things at a turn that may be okay. Like when he said something about like she had really nice kneecaps. Maybe he didn't want to make her head even bigger than it already is, you know, and whatever. And then Jake had mentioned taking a polygraph about some topic that they started to bicker about. And she says she'll do the same. And it's just like, they really don't like each other. Like, and they just continue to put them on the screen. And it's just like, it's disgusting. Like, I was just so annoyed just watching them interact, watching the whole process, the interview with Kevin. Like, it just was a very uncomfortable moment. And, you know, I don't want to experience it again. Yeah, so I'm gonna come back. I think that's all I have to say about them. I wish them the best, and I hope Haley gets the help that she needs as far as relationships. There is one thing that she did mention, if people remember, is I think it was the casting special or whatever it's called, and she said that the one thing that she does do is that when she dates a guy, she rips them apart so much so that they leave, right? She picks at them and so on and rips them apart. And this is exactly what she did with Jake. Exactly. And it's just like, so how is this not her fault? He was supposed to try harder and swoo her, whatever, and romance her. And she was just being herself and didn't sway away from that. Treating him poorly. No. Then, you know, they say that in marriage, there's equal fault if it doesn't work out, right? I don't agree within this marriage. This is Haley's fault. She is who she is, and she did what she did, right? And unfortunately, Jake was thrown into this situation with someone like her. And it's very unfortunate. So I really hope that she gets the help she needs as far as relationships goes, dealing with men and not tearing them down, but building them up. Because that's what you need to do as a wife. And she did not do that one bit from what I seen as a viewer watching these characters, right? But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about concerning them. I may come back and talk about them again, I guess, when that next show comes on or whatever, or if I think of something else. I will be coming back and talking about Virginia and Eric, and I'll touch over Clara and Ryan. I'm not sure if I'll come back and talk about Bree and Vincent. I don't know. And maybe I'll talk about, you know, when they were sitting and talking amongst each other as a group. But that's it. This is Rachel with Rachel's Truth. If you like the video, like it. Comment below. Let me know what you think about these two. Share this video on your social media. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.